Hey everybody, it is August the 16th, 2012. I'm Michael Gillum, and this is Nightwatchman News. Okay, it's about 6 o'clock Mountain Time here in Salt Lake City, and we have a jam-packed show for you this evening. By jam, I'm not talking jelly, I'm talking about hardcore tyranny. We're going to take a look at it all. Our first story. After defeat of the Senate cybersecurity bill, Obama weighs executive order option. Senate Republicans recently blocked cybersecurity legislation, but the issue might not be dead after all. The White House hasn't ruled out issuing an executive order to strengthen the nation's defenses against cyber attacks if Congress refuses to act. In the wake of congressional inaction and Republican stall tactics, unfortunately, we will continue to be hamstrung by outdated and inadequate statutory authorities that the legislation would have fixed, White House Press Secretary Jay Carney said in an email. So yeah, it's unfortunate that the Congress just doesn't do the bidding of the president all the time, and they blocked this horrible cybersecurity legislation that would not only give internet companies the ability to share information with the government at will and to set up basically a free, secure information sharing network with the government and with internet companies like Facebook and Google, which they already have anyway. They're just looking for the legislation to give them the legal cover that they require. So not only did it have that provision in there, but also there was like a gun-grabbing part of that legislation that would basically limit magazine size in most rifles. And this is the big buildup that's going to lead to a semi-automatic weapons ban. By semi-automatic, I mean it's pretty much like any gun that you can shoot more than once. I mean, it's like any gun that has that's magazine fed that you can just pull the trigger a couple of times like your handgun at home. And that's just part of the gun grabbing legislation that we have out there now. Expect more of that leading up to the election. If this man decides to become they decide that this man can become the president, Mitt Romney, that might slow some of the gun grabbing that's going on. We might not see an assault weapons ban right away, but I would not count on it. Politically, a Republican president who's coming in cannot do something like that immediately. But if Romney and Ryan get in there, they're totally going to come after your guns. They're just going to wait till it's politically expedient to do so. And if Obama gets reelected, you can just kiss your guns goodbye. Either way, we're in it, man. We're in the soup, so watch out for that. Next on the agenda, NYPD this week rolls out its horrible statist surveillance panopticon that they're forcing upon their citizens, and it's called the Domain Awareness System, which isn't even like an Orwellian name. It's just a straight up creepy name for this system. So let's find out more about that. A dramatic new way to track criminals and potential terrorists was unveiled Wednesday by Mayor Michael Bloomberg and NYPD Commissioner Ray Kelly. It melts cameras, computers, and databases capable of nabbing bad guys. Oh, bad guys. That sounds good. Capable of nabbing bad guys before they even know they're under suspicion. Wait a minute. So it nabs bad guys before anybody even suspects them of being bad guys? Sounds like pre-crime to me. Sounds like Minority Reports getting rolled out here. If a suspicious package is left at a location by a terrorist, the NYPD will now be able to instantly tap into video feeds to look back in time to see who left it there. And that's just one of the many things the NYPD's new high-tech domain awareness system can do. CBS 2's Marcia Kramer reported. So here you see CBS once again providing the propaganda cover for what is a spy network that watches all New Yorkers all the time. And we're talking facial recognition cameras. we're talking basically they can just pull your name up into this database and find out what you did that day. They have the whole city mic'd for sound, and it's just really sophisticated and creepy and wrong. So the ACLU has spoke out against it. There's that criminal Ray Kelly right there. This is the guy that allows stop and frisk, so a cop can just stop you and basically feel you up. Total disregard for your Fourth Amendment rights. And now you don't have any rights at all. You know, they have a gun ban in New York City. Now you can't buy a coffee drink because Michael Bloomberg wants to get rid of milk drinks. And he also won't let you buy a hamburger. You can't just go to New York City and buy like a piece of pizza on the street, which is what the whole city is famous for to begin with. Instead, you get mugged and you get your watch stolen because they have a total gun ban in New York City. You have to go through major hoops to get a gun, and you have to prove that you're that you basically work for the state. You're one of Michael Bloomberg's gangster cronies, and then you can get a gun. But for the average citizen that wants to defend himself, he's not going to be able to. And that's what they want. They want to set up a total surveillance megalopolis from hell, like straight out of Blade Runner, straight out of the beginning of Blade Runner, with massive corporations running everything, small businesses being shut down for selling ordinary things like pizza and hamburgers and coffee drinks, and everybody's going to be watched. Everybody's going to be surveilled with the HAL 9000 domain awareness system. So if you think that this can't happen in your hometown, this is beta testing. I mean, they're beta testing this in New York City, and it's probably going to roll out into major cities across the country later. So watch for this to happen in your hometown and fight it where it is. Don't expect CBS New York or any of the major news outlets in your hometown to cast a critical eye on the surveillance state, because it's not going to happen. Okay, also this week, CNN's Fareed Zakaria, who's a total globalist stooge, Bilderberg member, he has been suspended for admitted plagiarism. So these two reports, I mean, they're like identical. Okay, it shows these two paragraphs, one written by somebody from the New Yorker magazine, somebody named hold on, let's see, Joe Lepore. Okay, Joe Lepore from the New Yorker, basically saying the same thing. I mean, it's not like, and Fareed Zakaria didn't even bother to change what the wording was here. I mean, like, you know, if you're lazy, just cite your sources and just like knock out the paragraph, credit it to somebody else, and call it a day. But that's apparently not good enough for Fareed Zakaria, because he's just totally dishonest, and he's uncreative. He's not able to come up with his own ideas because he works for CNN, who's the globalist front propaganda machine, and he's too used to having other people tell him what to write that when he's tasked to write anything all of his own, he's completely unable to, so he has to go and steal other people's work. I mean, these are the most trusted journalists in America, and they're totally morally bankrupt, and they're creatively bankrupt as well. So, and Fareed Zakaria, I guess, admitted to this, put in an apology for it, and he's going to get suspended, but, you know, my guess is that he's going to be back. It's not like CNN really cares how much people rip other people off. You know, they are the machine. To them, they're God. They're giving you all of your news. They're going to tell you everything that you need to know. And beyond that, they don't really care how they get the story or if the story's even right. So that's kind of a look into the inner creatively bankrupt and morally bankrupt machine that is the mainstream media. Okay, and this week we also saw Mitt Romney select his new running mate. And, oh shucks, it's this guy, Mr. Paul Ryan. That's right. the conservative so-called firebrand, guy out of Wisconsin, congressman from Wisconsin. This is a great article from the New American, written by Jack Kenny, and it's all about Veep Pick. Paul Ryan is no conservative, and it talks about how really Paul Ryan is just a statist like all the others. He's a socialist. He voted for Medicare Part D when Bush was the president, and he voted for No Child Left Behind when Bush was the president. But, you know, he's also willing to cross the aisle here and reach out to the Democratic Party. So when they have legislation like the NDAA or continuing the Patriot Act, Paul Ryan's all for it. He voted for both of those things. He voted for NDAA and for keeping the Patriot Act going. So Paul Ryan's a bad dude. He has been branded as kind of a I guess a principled conservative, but nothing could be further from the truth. If you look at his proposed budget, which kind of made him famous like a couple of years ago, where he was supposedly making these drastic cuts in the budget, he kind of went after entitlement programs, but not even that much, and totally left the military-industrial complex, part of our budget, completely untouched. So he just wants to kill a bunch of people in foreign countries and have you foot the bill for it, just like all the other state socialists. He's bad for America, and so is Mitt Romney. So don't vote for these guys. Don't encourage them. Just pretend that they're not there, which is really what most Americans are doing right now anyway. Okay, this story out of HuffPo, from their business section. The 10 most profitable U.S. corporations paid an average rate of 9% last year. Guess how much smaller businesses, the majority of American businesses, pay in taxes? About 35%. All of the huge mega corporations like ExxonMobil pay less than 9%. ExxonMobil, in this report, it says that ExxonMobil pays no taxes whatsoever. So you want to talk about taxing the rich and really getting back to basics with our tax program. I don't think anybody should have to pay taxes, but if anybody should be paying taxes, it should be the billionaires over at ExxonMobil, rather than small business people who are carrying most of the tax burden here in this country and cannot get ahead because of the way the tax code is structured. And it's total fraud. Everything is designed to create a United States that is run by a handful of giant mega corporations, and to institute this fascist bloc where people's choices aren't respected and giant corporations are on the government dole. This is corporate welfare at its worst, and this article explains it all in lurid detail. And if that doesn't make you mad, well, we're not even halfway into our broadcast yet, folks. Okay, InfoWars has done some good reporting on Homeland Security purchasing new ammo. DHS has classified new ammo purchases following a controversy. So Americans don't like that Homeland Security purchased billions, that's billions with a B, rounds of ammo. And they're wondering what a domestic department like Homeland Security wants with 1 billion rounds of ammo. Are they trying to gear up for war against the American people? Folks, if you think that I'm paranoid about the government, let me tell you something. The government is 10 times more paranoid about us coming after them, and they're arming to the teeth. They're setting up the high-tech surveillance grid panopticon in all of the major cities, and they are gearing up for total information awareness, that could lead to total war. And you know what? I don't even care anymore. I'm going to keep doing these broadcasts and educating people and letting them know what's really going on, because I know they're watching. I want them to watch me. I want the watchers to know that we are watching them and we are not happy. So this is a great article from Paul Joseph Watson. The Department of Homeland Security has redacted information relating to the quantity of bullets it is buying following a controversy concerning the agency's purchase of over 1 billion rounds of ammo, which many fear is a sign that the federal government is preparing for civil unrest in the United States. Despite the fact that documents are only supposed to be redacted if authorized by Congress or for a national security reason, a solicitation posted on the FedBiz Ops website yesterday concerning ammunition purchases made by DHS on behalf of Immigration and Customs Enforcement contains numerous blacked out sections. So here's a screenshot of the blacked out sections here. All the sections that have been blacked out completely extrajudicially, completely, against congressional will. I mean, like, this is like sloppy. You can tell that they did this really quickly just with like a black marker. I can kind of see what's written underneath there. I guess I can't fully make it out, but this is where the system is going. I mean, it's gotten so tyrannical, and we are so aware of it that it has to mobilize quickly, irregardless of the law that's out there. And they do it in a sloppy way. They just grab a marker, and cross out everything on there. Nobody will be suspicious. There's nothing to see here. Yeah, sure, we blacked out how many rounds of ammunition we're buying. Could we be hiding something? No, I don't think so. Mike Adams writes, the U.S. government clearly sees the writing on the wall. What lays ahead for America is a day of unbearable reckoning. The financial collapse will wipe out savings accounts, pensions, investment funds, and equities of the working class all across the nation. Imagine bank accounts being reset to zero, bank holidays enforced at gunpoint. That will unleash a wave of violent protests, social chaos, and even talk of revolution. The government will almost certainly respond with the declaration of martial law, the rolling out of highway checkpoints, and before long, the use of live ammo on unruly protesters. So, it's official. We're in North Korea. We're in Nazi Germany. Our government is arming up against us, and we need to arm up against them, but it'll take more than bullets to win this fight. We need to arm ourselves with the truth. We need to arm ourselves with the revolutionary principles of the Founding Fathers, who had it in mind to create a country where the maximum amount of freedom and the minimum amount of government was created. So let's remember what they did for us, and if you study history, this is the buildup. This is where it all starts. This is the road to tyranny, and we are well on our way. Also, kind of in conjunction with that, the U.S. Army tactical manuals describe how to control domestic insurrection. So there they are. The goon squads are ramping up, and they're ready for you. I mean, these are totally paranoid psychopaths, okay? Look at these black uniforms, these truncheons. It has all the trappings of tyrannical dictatorship. Suzanne Postle writes for InfoWars, in 2010, the U.S. Army's operating concept, 2016 through 2028, was published and explains how armed forces in the U.S. and overseas will behave in the future. Specific tactical operations, special theater, and organized forces are outlined along the capabilities and priorities of the U.S. armed divisions. In simple terms, a full-spectrum operations manual that details stratagems, both domestic and foreign. So, you can check out this document for yourself. Here's a PDF for you. We'll just wait for that to load up, and everything will become apparent to you. Look at this. I mean, I don't know how they got this information, if it was leaked. I imagine that it was, because there's just leaks everywhere. This explains how to basically control the domestic insurgencies. According to some Army documents, there's going to be basically concentration camps, re-education camps, where they're going to crowd people into these areas, and the people that are confined that cannot be bent to the will of the almighty state, the Godhead, they are considered ineducable, and they must be exterminated. They'll be given psychological products to help them to kind of come around to the patriotic ideal, or the perceived patriotic ideal that the government wants us to believe in. And if they can't do any of that, well, they're just going to have to be shot and thrown into a ditch. I mean, that's just the way it is. So I'm really glad these guys are keeping us safe. This is good that our tax money is being used to gin up a war against us. But it shows that they know that we know what's going on, and they're scared of us. And there's just too many of us, so they can't win. That's just the way it is. But they're trying awful hard, and right now the Pentagon is developing autonomous humanoid robots to perform evacuation operations. So this looks like it's a still from the Terminator movies. Basically what these guys are describing is a DARPA project that will use humanoid robots in lieu of actual human beings to get the job done, you know, at home and abroad. So, you know, really, they got to start getting rid of human beings, because they need to automate everything, because eventually the tyranny is just going to be so bad that they want autonomous systems so that people won't be able to question their commanders. You know, the military, they joined the military to defend the Constitution and the people of the United States, not to fight against them. So they're just going to have to come up with another avenue, and that avenue is Terminator-like robots. A DARPA project is funding humanoid robots for this company called Boston Dynamics, and it's just all rolling out, folks. Let's take a second to watch some of these videos and see what Boston Dynamics has produced for the Pentagon in the past. These are really creepy videos. This one, the robot is super loud. It sounds like a weed whacker, so I just turned down the volume on my computer. But check it out. This thing's all-terrain. And then later on, this guy gives it a kick and he tries to knock it over. Yeah, let's watch that part. Watch this. So this is you trying to kick over the drone that's trying to kill you and your family. Oh, but guess what? I'm getting up again and I'm coming after you. So yeah, this thing's called Big Dog. It's just a big crazy robot. It can walk on ice. As you can see, it can correct its movements even if it's slipping. Look at it try to get up. I mean, this is how clownish and cartoonish the state is becoming. They create these robots that are kind of ridiculous looking, and this is what's supposed to safeguard their tyranny. You know, kind of makes you wonder. This one climbs up walls. It's kind of small. I didn't think of it. This one's pretty creepy. This one looks like a man walking around. I'll take a look at that. You know what that looks like? That looks like the robot at the end of the Alien movies that Sigourney Weaver's character gets in to fight the alien. Yeah, well, or you know what else it looks like? It looks like in the movie Avatar, those mechs that the evil military officer gets in at the end of the movie and fights the Navy people with. But this is real. This is your tax dollars funding these giant machines that are supposedly being used for humanitarian missions, but they can also drive vehicles and manipulate tools, and I use tools in air quotes, because I'm sure what they're planning on is creating these robots to manipulate weaponry and to use them as weapon systems to replace the soldiers that we have now that may object to doing horrible, atrocious things to their countrymen. So, really weird videos, weird stuff. Okay, here's a nice bit of propaganda from the mainstream media. Check out this picture of Obama. This is from the Associated Press. And, man, they just couldn't have come up with a better picture. It looks like he's holding, like, a crystal ball and looking within it. Obviously, this is, like, the sun behind him, and then there's kind of, like, a cloudy kind of nimbus around the sun there. But it looks like he's holding up this crystal ball and looking inside it. And then if you look at his clothing, he's wearing kind of like this loose-fitting black robe. I don't know. And he's got like kind of a weird expression on his face. I don't even know if this is like a flattering picture of Barack Obama. He looks like Saruman or something like that out of Lord of the Rings. I don't know if AP really did a good job on the propaganda front here. Oh, but they've done it plenty of times before. Check this picture out. Oh, he's got like a holy nimbus around him. Oh, our beloved leader. Look at him. Look at this radiant crown of light around him. He's Black Jesus. I mean, that's really all there is to it. This one I thought was a little less obvious, but still kind of like the circular halo imagery behind him. So God bless him. God bless our benevolent dictator. And the Associated Press loves to take these pictures of him, make it look accidental, and then implant the image of Barack Obama as the beatific Christ, as the Messiah who will save us from all of the evil tyranny that's been created, and from Al-Qaeda that's openly being supported by NATO and the CIA right now in Turkey to invade Syria. So he'll save us from all the things that he's created. The government cuts off your leg and gives you a crutch, and then it wants you to bow down and thank them for giving you the crutch. So that's what Barack Obama is all about. That's what this government's all about. Make no mistake about that. Okay, this next bit of news, this is breaking right now. We don't know a lot of details about it, but we're talking at least 18 killed in a South African police massacre where they opened fire on thousands of striking miners. So you have a really big mine strike, and what do the police do in South Africa? Well, they just open up on you. You know, they're not going to set up a free speech zone for you, a little playpen for you to protest in like they do here in the United States. Excuse me. And then bust in and start beating you over the head if you step out of line. Oh, no. They're just going to shoot you. And this is what we got in store for us if we protest the government in the future. If the DHS is buying billions and billions of rounds of ammo, this is you on the ground right there, okay? And then this is them standing up right there. So I don't know the details behind this mine strike. This is just happening today. It's now 6 o'clock, so there's probably more information about how this happened. But horrible atrocity in South Africa. Let's keep our thoughts and prayers out to the South Africans, and let's help these mine workers get some justice, because this is just out of control police state stuff. All of these men are murderers, and they should be put on trial for murder. Okay, a lot of Facebook news this evening. Germany is investigating Facebook's face recognition features again. I guess they didn't get it right the first time, but in case you didn't know, Facebook will take your image or some of your relatives' images in there and try to market products to them without their consent. So they'll steal your relative's face on your Facebook page, or your friend's face on your Facebook page, and just try to sell them stuff. So, I mean, they're scrambling to make money. They've got a plummeting stock right now after the pump and dump scandal, and now nobody wants to buy their toxic crud because Facebook isn't worth anything, and their stock is down to, I read it was like $20. I mean, even that is overpriced. Facebook, according to some analysts, is really worth about $10 a share. It's not worth what they're saying it is. Data privacy officials in Germany have reopened a probe to look deeper at Facebook's face recognition technology and determine if the social networking giant was collecting member photos without their knowledge. In June, an investigation into Facebook's database of pictures, led by Data Protection Commissioner Johannes Kasper in Hamburg, was suspended after he said he would give Facebook time to update its policies. So I guess Facebook paid off this guy, Johannes Kasper, excuse me. After several attempts and no updates, Kasper is now reopening the investigation, according to the New York Times. Well, shouldn't have closed it the first time, Kasper. He believes that Facebook has been illegally collecting face recognition data about its members in order to populate its photo tag suggest feature. However, Facebook told Mashable that the feature is in line with the protection laws in Europe. Sure. We believe Facebook, don't we? After all, Facebook only wants to scan our faces every time we go into the grocery store. Oh, yeah. A new camera technology called Face Deals is being rolled out by Facebook, and what it does is it scans your face and then gives you like coupons and deals and stuff when you go into merchants. But really what they're doing is selling your biometrics to other people. That's how they're making money off of that. And at first it's going to seem cool and it's going to seem trendy because you can get your face scanned and then you can get some coupons or whatever. And then after that, well, they're just going to do it without your permission. You're not going to be able to opt into this thing, and everybody's just going to get their eyeballs scanned and their face scanned like on Minority Report. And we'll be constantly inundated with advertising. I have to see the movie Minority Report again because all the stuff that happens in Minority Report is here. It's all being rolled out. Shoppers could soon be automatically recognized when they walk into a shop using a controversial new camera called Face Deals. The camera uses photos uploaded to Facebook to recognize people as they walk in. Shoppers who agree to use this system, which has not been developed with Facebook, will be offering special deals. Well, I'm pretty sure that this facial recognition technology is in fact owned by Facebook, Daily Mail. Yeah, after they bought Face.com, that's the facial recognition company, well, they own that technology now. It's not independently made, despite what you're going to read in this article. So this is you walking in, you unsuspecting victim. Oh, look, an advertisement just popped up when I scrolled over that lady's face. Check out this, like, stupid, ridiculous video that explains how to do it. Look at this poor mind-controlled slave. Watch this. Listen to this. Oh, my word. Okay. Hold on, guys. I gotta get through this ad stuff.
We asked ourselves, why haven't Facebook check-ins gone mainstream?
Why not?
Check-ins provide a powerful mechanism for businesses to deliver discounts to loyal customers. But few businesses, and even fewer customers, are taking advantage of this.
Oh, I wonder why.
So we set out to evolve the check-in process by creating a seamless method for checking in and getting deals.
Drink up, girly!
This is an automated check-in system using passive facial recognition to notify you of in-store deals that are customized just for you. Cameras have been developed to identify Face Deals participants in a matter of seconds. To get started, log into Facebook and grant Face Deals permission.
Just go to Facebook, not a big deal. Oh,
Next,
that looks
verify
cool.
your likeness to complete your profile.
Okay, that's enough. Anyway, you get the idea. What is with the guy's voice in this ad? Why is it always when something's like trendy and it's kind of being sold to young people, you have like a guy's voice that it's like a men's voice, but it's kind of like this kind of effeminate sounding voice, and it's like a voice that can't like pronounce anything correctly. It's just kind of like it sounds like kind of mush-mouthed. And then, you know, they're marketing this to young people. You got kind of like a younger woman here wearing trendy clothes and going into like a trendy bar and getting a free drink just for getting her face scanned. I mean, it's sick how they market this stuff to young people, and just how they dumb everything down for everybody, and they talk to you like you're a moron. I mean, if you watch the Google tutorials, they're a lot like this. It has the same kind of simpering male voice, or I don't know. It's very rarely a female voice. It's kind of like a, I don't know, a trendy, simpering, I don't know what else to call it, male voice. And then they have like these, Google uses like these little kitty cartoons, you know, like these little drawings that looks like a 4-year-old did it. Because they're like, nah, you don't know how to do anything. I mean, they think that you're so stupid. They think that you're so stupid. And they ask why people haven't used this technology before. Well, it could be that people are creeped out by having their face scanned when they walk into a door. You know, it could be that people actually want some privacy and they don't want to be inundated with advertising all the time when they get online, which is what's going to happen to you when you get your face scanned here. And guess what? You know, the corporate boredom machine is just, boredom abatement machine is just trying to sell you more stuff and get you to stop thinking about what the government is up to. Forget about DHS buying billions and billions of bullets. Just get your face scanned, stare at a computer, and drink free alcohol all day. This is the new economy, you know. You have no job. You have no money. Just let the corporations scan your face, take all of your biometrics. And what they're saying now is like legalizing gambling on Facebook. So you're not going to have a job. You're just going to do phony online gambling all day on Facebook to make all of your money. And if you lose it all, well, just get depressed and go to a bar, get your face scanned, and get yourself a free drink. We'll take care of you. Oh my God, it makes me sick. Creepy stuff. Really creepy. Okay, and one more Facebook story. Kind of lashing out on Facebook here, but, you know, there's just a lot of stuff out there. A lot of reasons to hate Facebook right now. An article in a German newspaper says that psychologists say that if you're not on Facebook, well, you could be a mass murdering maniac. You know, Anders Breivik, the Denmark shooter, the guy who shot 70 people on that island, he wasn't on Facebook. And James Holmes wasn't on Facebook either. So, I mean, those guys were murderers. So obviously, if you're not on Facebook, that makes you a murderer. I mean, the way that psychology works now, and the way that establishment medicine treats mental health, it's like anything that's slightly out of the norm, anything that's nominally different, is regarded as crazy. You know, if you're not on Facebook, you're a bad person. You're crazy. You're going to be a mass murderer. That's what they want you to believe. But I mean, I just outlined a lot of reasons for people to get off of Facebook. I'm on Facebook a lot. I hope you guys check my Facebook page out and go ahead and friend request me, because I'd love to send you some liberty-minded stuff. That's really what I use Facebook for. I mean, I'm not going to get on there and say, oh, I had a croissant for breakfast today, or oh, look at this cat video. I mean, to me, that's not what the internet is for. The internet is a powerful tool to fight tyranny, and Facebook can be used against the global conspirators, even though it's their system. We can use it against them. Even though we're in the panopticon, we can let them know that we know we're being watched and that we don't like what they're doing. That's why I stay on Facebook. Other than that, I mean, I'm really reluctant to even have pictures of my family on Facebook after this stuff, because these guys are just really, really creepy. So yeah, Slashdot kind of runs down this, really briefly runs down this German article that says that you're psycho if you're not on Facebook. How dare you, terrorist? How dare you not buy into the corporate machine? You must be a terrorist for sure. Okay, really creepy news about, speaking of the surveillance state, Trapwire, which is this, I guess it's this, it's another system like the domain awareness system. I mean, these systems are all over, folks. It's not just New York, okay? You're not going to be able to get away with staying away from New York and thinking that you're living in the country, you're away from the panopticon. It's not going to happen, you know. The Cabin in the Woods is coming to get you. If you haven't seen Cabin in the Woods, great movie. Having trouble getting this silly thing to load here. Maybe we'll just try again, huh? It's always at the end of the broadcast. Everything just goes skawampus. Anyway, the hacker group Anonymous, last year they hacked into emails from Stratfor, which is this CIA-funded, I guess it's an like a private intelligence firm that the CIA also kind of oversees. The deal is that they collected emails from Stratfor that basically describes them building a new system where they've clandestinely put in cameras and all kinds of stuff. Tell you what, let's just go to RT's website, because this story was from today. They probably still have it. Let's check it out. Oh, technology, I love it. Anyway, they hacked Stratford's email system, and they found out that Stratford is placing these cameras in what they call high-value targets. So they have high-value target locations all over New York and all over Washington, D.C., Las Vegas. They named like a bunch of major cities. And they're basically just running illegal surveillance, surveillance against your knowledge, against you, using this trapwire system. And Anonymous got hacked itself by another group calling itself some like anti-hacktivist group that's obviously probably run by the CIA or somebody like that. So it looks like this article is just not going to load. I'm just giving you a brief rundown of what they say. It's really scary stuff. Check out Trapwire and all this other information if you're ever able to do that. Of course, you can link to it. Hopefully it's not my link that's screwed up here. See, this is the problem. I mean, like, technology runs everything. We rely on it to do everything. And that's what they want, so they can just kind of pull the plug and shut all these systems down. So maybe that's what they've done to me tonight. Who knows? Anyway, thanks a lot for stopping in, guys. Be aware of this security state thing that's happening right now. I think the most important stories tonight are the coverage that we've done on DHS, buying up millions and millions of rounds of ammo, and the unrolling of the security state. Facebook's spying on you, and they're totally going to sell your information to the government. Peter Thiel, who's one of the founders of Facebook, attended the Bilderberg meeting this year, and guess who else was there at the Bilderberg meeting in Chantilly, Virginia? Why, none other than the head of NSA Cyber Command. So you got to think, like, what does Facebook want to do with NSA Cyber Command? And why are they meeting in secret? Why don't we know about it? What could they possibly want? Well, the thing is that corporations and government are working together to create a surveillance security state where they have all the bullets in the world. We can't go out and buy our own bullets anymore because they bought them all, just billions and billions and billions of them. And they've got all the cameras watching us. They've got the face scanning technology. They've got all of the sophisticated surveillance tech citywide in all of these horrible globalist-controlled cities like New York City. And we're all just going to be crowded into these metropolises and turned into slaves. Well, kind of like the beginning of the movie Metropolis. Remember how all the workers piled into the elevator at the beginning of the movie? If you haven't seen the 1927 silent film Metropolis, oh my gosh, rent it tonight. And then also rent 2001: A Space Odyssey. I don't know if you guys can tell yet, but that's my favorite movie. Really great commentary, I think, on the technological dictatorship trajectory where we're headed. I mean, HAL 9000's taken over the computer, man. And it's up to us patriots to go into HAL's brain and pull out all of those little chips and make sure to shut this thing down. So support Anonymous. I think they're being brave right now in fighting Stratford and releasing this information, and they're doing that with the help of Julian Assange, who just got political asylum in Ecuador, so that's a big victory. I've heard it said that WikiLeaks might actually be a CIA front, and I suppose that's always a possibility, but it's looking pretty remote right now. And thinking of all the brave things that WikiLeaks has done and that Julian Assange has done, I find that unlikely. In the meantime, keep watching The Watchers, and we will do the same, and we'll check in with you next time. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.